You enjoying watching the very fabric of this country torn apart by leftist cocksuckers? Well, you've come to the right show. These motherless fucks should die in this late tonight. I'd vote for Trump 10 times based on this horseshit. Anyways, good to be with you. By the way, I'm white. So's Andy Fiore, my producer, and so's Brendan. We know Brendan's white because his brother is soft serve, doing some time in a Kentucky penitentiary for... We say that with pride. We supporting that kid. It's just more proof it's racist against whites. Hey, let's light those phones up. Anyways, tonight, why wouldn't you put Robert Kelly on these plugs? Robert Kelly's going to be in here. You know Robert, don't you? About 5'10", about, I'd say 125 pounds soaking wet. He will be here at the top of the hour, which is, I was going to say, it's now 9 o'clock in the East. Robert Kelly, who we love. You can see him live August 17th as part of the Greater Food Bank. Really? Is that the plug? Bobby Kelly at the Greater Food Bank? I think he was caught breaking into it a couple years ago, and that's why they're having him back so they can arrest him.
I go from the website.
I know you do. In September 1 and 2 at the Draft House, Draft House Comedy. That's in Washington, D.C. That is not the correct plug. Oh, no, you're right. They got a new one.
Exactly, because I thought the same thing, and I double-checked.
Yeah, you know what? They got a new one, and I would never go near that. D.C., you can kiss my grits. For Bobby's tour dates and info, head to Robert Kelly, what, on foot? Head to robertkellylive.com and follow him on Twitter and at Robert Kelly. And we fucking love him. He's a Boston boy. And I used to have a comedian's barbecue every Labor Day up at my house, and Bobby Kelly moved up here about 12 minutes from me. And he has one on Memorial Day, and it's way better than mine. He's like flying in steak tips on a helicopter and shit, roasting whole pigs, and he has like some, guy come to paint faces, the kids' little faces and shit, and then an ice cream guy shows up. Soft serve actually shows up in tight pair of jeans, and but his cookouts were way better than mine. So I just quietly stopped having mine. Anyways, and tomorrow, Vinny Brand. Boy, how'd we land him? He hasn't returned your calls?
No.
Vinny, you motherfucker. You want me to show up August 25th and 26th? You better show up here. You're the one who suggested you wanted to come in here and plug my gig at the Stress Factory. That's Vinny Brand's club. August 25th and 26th, the Stress Factory, New Brunswick, Connecticut. And then come see me September 16th, the Newtown Theater, Newtown, Pennsylvania. Go to nickdip.com if you want ticket information and my dates. And again, hit me up on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook at Nick Dipaolo. Oh, I got a funny one for you. I come in tonight. I had this relationship with a girl in security at the front counter down there when the show was at 6 o'clock. This cute little girl, black girl, kind of shy. And I have to explain to them there's a space between the I and the P in my name because the computer, for some reason, pulls it up as a P. I get explained to her. Anyway, she's gone because I'm coming in late now. The show's now at 8 o'clock. And so there's been a black guy down there, a black fella. Or Indian black, I don't know. Again, it's New York, a fucking mutt. I don't know. Very nice fella, but I explain to him every night. So I come in tonight, and there he is again. So I said, "How you doing, sir?" And this woman / guy looks up and goes, "It's Miss," jeez, with a deeper voice than me. Looks just like the guy, the black Indian guy I've been saying. It could be a fucking twin. And she laughed. She was very cool about it. She had a great attitude. She said either ma'am or miss, and she laughed. And I laughed back. And I said, look, I've had like 5 drinks. It's my fault. That one's on me. But then she goes, well, a lot of people make a mistake. I go, yeah, and you know what? It is your fault. And we both laughed. Fuck. She looks just like the Indian guy. Looks just like him. But the voice is deep. She's, I don't know. I wouldn't say trans or whatever. Again, she got a little too much male juice or a little, no, however you want to look at it. But we had a good belly laugh.
Gender creative.
No, because she's not being creative. God created that mess. I mean, that look. And, what? You can't say shit like that. I just did. Sue me, motherfucker. Anyways, No, we had a nice belly laugh. That's not gonna. And I said to her, she said, yeah, that happens all the time. I go, yeah, well, it's New York. I go, that shit doesn't happen that much in North Dakota. I go, I can't believe there's more than two of you. And she started laughing, and we had a good belly laugh about it. It was nice because she was black and whatever. I'm half a Ginzaloon and a French Canadian, just a mess. But we had a good belly, and I said, I love that you didn't take that personally, because some people go, yeah. I've made that mistake on stage.
Oof.
Coincidentally, the punchline in San Francisco years ago, I kept calling this person sir, and finally this girl goes, it's miss, with a crew cut and bigger neck than me. Well, excuse me. Fuck. Of course, I had to get flipping about it, and she's zinging me back. But she didn't have no sense of humor about it. I just said she didn't have no sense of humor. What am I, fucking crypt? Yo, man, she got no sense of humor. But we had a good belly laugh down there, and I liked her attitude. And I know her full name. Should I give the first? Does it matter? Nah. Brendan's giving me. I'm going to Brendan
Just
for
say her first name.
Now, let's call her Kevin. No.
All right.
No, you want to hear her name? And this is going to make you laugh, too. For you people who are my age, do you guys remember somebody named Flip Wilson?
Oh, yeah.
Black com? So this lady's first name is security? Geraldine. Gerald fucking Dean. Here come the judge. Geraldine. Is the world not weird? I mean, some weird stuff. But we had a great laugh about it, and I loved her attitude. She didn't take it personally, because she hears it all the time. Plus, she has a necktie on, and she's wearing a fucking engineer's hat and a suit jacket that could, would have made Giselle Bundchen look like a fucking tight end. But it was just a break from the stress of the racial horseshit that is so fake and so... the way this whole thing's being treated, Charlottesville, and the way the president's being held to a different standard makes me want to poo-poo blood. Really. Did I mention Natterman?
Thursday,
Dan Natterman. Thursday. Anyhow, it was a good laugh between me and again, she might have just been a manly woman. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask her. But I didn't want to get a right cross to the side of my head. But it was a nice belly laugh. I loved her attitude. And that's the way the world should work. It really is just sickening. I was trying to get away from the Charlottesville stuff today, folks. I'm just tired of it because I don't know how you voted, but it is so bastardized, race in this country. It is so... Like I said, the beginning point of a conversation is so already biased against whites or any. Yeah. It's a false starting point. So I can't even watch this shit. When Trump made that initial statement in Charlottesville when he said all sides, the word all is not fucking ambiguous. I'm seeing in Ebony Williams today, that black woman that's on with Kat Timp, our friend. Oh, she got on her high horse last night now that she's got a gig. And said, I can't forgive Trump for that, and blah, blah, blah. So, Fox has been tainted, too, by PC horseshit. And she's a very bright girl. But it didn't take long for her to buy into the horseshit. And then, Fallon, Kimmel, who I love. I know both these guys. They're very smart. But you know what? Colbert's winning in the ratings. So they have to weigh in. And like I said, I didn't want to get into it. I was trying to find stories that aren't race-related. But I couldn't. Remember a guy called in a couple weeks ago and said, "Oh, you seem obsessed with race and gender."
Yes.
Really? Have you looked at the headlines? I actually went to Weird News today to get away from the racial story of Charlottesville. And in the Weird News, it said that a white dog kicked a black guy in the balls. Okay? I can't even get away from it. Oh, goodness gracious. But you had Jimmy Fallon. He did a serious monologue. I don't know if there was people in the audience or not. Did you see that, Brendan? 2 minutes, dead serious, and he has to fucking shit on Trump. You can't tell me the assholes at NBC who carried water for Obama, by the way, and who hate Trump. You remember they grabbed the pussy tape. What network did that come from? They did everything to keep him from becoming president. Well, you got to tell. I guarantee you somebody sat Fallon down and go, look, Colbert's handing you your fucking head in the ratings. So you got to get some. So he gave his serious monologue. I don't think there was an audience there and shit. And again, I love Fallon. I've done it when he had his own show. I did it a couple times, and so I like to know if he really believes what he's saying. But to just acknowledge that it's the right where all the hate's coming from and not Antifa and Black Lives Matter, it's just so disingenuous. It really is. And you're flipping around. I'm listening on the radio on the way in. It is just unbelievable. They are parsing his every words. Meanwhile, Black Lives Matter, when that shit went on and cops were getting shot in Louisiana and shit, dummies still had the head of Black Lives Matter into the White House, and they came out and said all sides have to come. Exactly what fucking Trump said. Nobody parsed his words into me. It's just, I don't know how you guys are looking at this. I really don't. Unless you've swallowed all that garbage your professors taught you. And I didn't want to talk about race on the show today. Robert Kelly come in here, probably have blackface on. I can't get away from it. Yeah, so I find two stories. University of San Francisco to host blacks-only student orientation. That seems fair. Huh? That seems fair, after all. And then ESPN apologizes for fantasy football segment compared to slave auction. And you're like, well, why wouldn't you want to talk about race? I'll tell you what, 866-969-1969, 866-969-1969. Because a couple nights ago, we were in here, we looked up at the screen, and there was a story about a middle school, literally named after a guy named Lynch. And they had to change because the word Lynch might hurt the feelings of some of the blacks at the middle. Those are adults making those decisions. So if we are that fucking retarded when it comes to race, all bets are off. Those are adults saying the word Lynch. That's where we are? Seriously? That's where we are. We're backpedaling at 100 miles an hour when it comes to the issue of race. Oh, goodness gracious, Heloise. Leonard in Georgia. Welcome to the show, Leonard.
Well, by God, hallelujah. You preach it, Brother Nick Dipaolo.
Holy Christ.
Hey.
Are you Southern?
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm Southern. You made fun of me last week when you called about the professor. I live 7 miles from Athens.
Oh, that's right.
And that segues right into racism. The same idiots that are teaching that, which, by the way, I have a story on that, but the same idiots that are teaching that to them people are the same people you see tearing down the statues up there in Carolina, Virginia,
yes.
Wherever the hell they're doing that.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, and it's all bullshit. Bullshit. It's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And, one other quick thing.
Sure.
I used to live in New York also for 5 years, but I never
I can
lost
tell by
my
the accent.
Can you tell? Yeah, I figured you would. No, I did. I lived up there in North Tonawanda for 5 years.
Oh, there you go.
But, I think they ran me out because when I spoke, I was racist. Just speaking, I was racist, you know?
Yeah.
But, but no, I 100% agree with you. People were mentioning that people were asking, why are you always on race? That's one of the reasons I listen to you. You're we're not racist. We're just calling it as it is. I'm a white American, mid-50s, apparently a dying race that hates everybody. And
right.
Listening to the public opinion, we're just, like you say, the school lynch. They shouldn't be afraid of us. They should be afraid of the rope or the act of it.
Yeah.
But to hear them, we're just horrible people. Now I'll shut up and let you speak. That's how this works.
Well, thank you, Leonard, and thank you for the call.
Yes.
It's I don't know. I can't even. I try to watch. I can't. I try to watch TV, the news. It is so. The starting point is crooked. And I love the fact that people, black people aren't and again, most black people would agree with what we're saying and what Leonard just said. Again, it's it's the white liberal psychos, the far left, whatever their agenda is. That's who I blame. Like the caller last night, you go down south, you see blacks and whites working together, having dinner together. But if you watch CNN, you think those lynchings are going on now. It's unbelievable. And, Jewish people were oppressed, too. I don't know. A lot of people were oppressed. Why this is... But the way... The standard that the president's being held to as far as parsing every word, they interrupt him when he's trying to talk. It's just fucking sickening. It's as corrupt as... Pick any communist dictatorship, state-run media. It's worse than that. At least that's coming from a dictator who from his gut, this is how I feel. I can't even imagine sitting down to Rachel Maddow tonight. You have to be kidding me. And then there's Ebony Williams on Fox, who seems very reasonable, but now she's got her own gig on The Specialist. And she cuts loose on the president. You know? So now Fox is tainted. They've bought in, thanks to the younger Murdoch boys, whoever's making the calls. But the cops just sitting by, and you don't hear anything about George Soros, and you don't hear about Antifa hitting people with bike locks and shit, and them not having permits. And then, how do you not, you can't ignore this shit. You can't ignore it. It's hard to make fun. It's hard to, write material about, because we're watching literally, tearing down these statues. I got to go out tonight and I got to put one back up. I got a bunch of guys flying down to North Carolina. I'm going to push back. Do you understand that statue is a reminder of that we at one point had problems in this country? And you could point to it and go, we don't want that again, or whatever. Well, what, you tearing it down so racism's going to go away? Are you that fucking simple? Seriously. Are you that simple? Goodness gracious, Heloise. Let's go to Jimmy in L.A. because it's drive time out there. Jimmy boy.
Hey, what's up, Nikki? What's up, Andy Flores?
What's happening?
Hello.
Not much. I just wanted to ask, do you think this is all like a distraction for like other real shit, all this race bullshit and
yeah, maybe
the statue and all that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because racism and all this shit, it ain't gonna fucking go away anytime soon. So
yeah,
it might be. You know what? Let's throw these dogs a couple bones and let them talk about it. What do you think?
What do you think, Jimmy? A distraction from what? You mean like international issues like us in North Korea, stuff like that?
Yeah, shit. Well, yeah, shit like that. Money shit,
yeah.
It's all about the money anyway in this country. So, they might be, putting funds somewhere else or whatever.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we had brought that up. There's definitely an element there. I'm not one of those people that, this is how evil corporations, distract you while they're doing business. But some of that's true. When I saw that Procter & Gamble ad, that really shook me to the core, going, what's their motivation there? A company that large, a multinational. But I'm not one of these anti-corporate, corporations are evil. They do a lot of good. They employ a lot of people. And, we have a level of standard in the United States that no other countries ever match. So, and corporations had a lot to do with that. God forbid I say that. But, no, I think you make a valid point, Jimmy.
Yeah, because, racism and all this shit, I'm a little prejudiced, too. Everybody is.
Everybody is.
It all depends on where you live. I don't want certain people coming to my neighborhood. You wouldn't want me in their neighborhood. I'm serious. Over here in California. I know. That's how it is.
But the problem...
The 10 freeway divides Beverly Hills and South Central L.A.
I know. I know.
That's just, and then you got these people protesting but wouldn't fucking live near me. You know what I mean?
Everybody
wouldn't live near somebody of color, but yet they want to protest. But all right, you know what? Let me move in right next to you. Or then they start to, oh shit, they're coming into our neighborhoods now. I just want to protest and look nice. All right, it is what it is.
No, you're right. No, you're absolutely. It transcends all. But only one race is getting blamed for everything right now. And this country was founded by white people. Get the fuck over it.
And you know what? I fucking love white guys, man. All my white bosses, they've been cool as fuck with me.
Sure.
But I do got to complain about these fucking middle-aged white broads, man. Oh, my God. These fucking corporate middle-aged white broads look at you like you a piece of shit. But as far as white guys, man, never had a problem with them. Always cool. Every time I hit the clubs, the bars, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Hey, what's up, brother? You know how they talk?
Absolutely, man. Yeah. Absolutely.
So, hey, you got to check these white broads, though. They be, I don't know.
All right, Jimmy.
All right, Andy. All right, Nicky.
Thanks.
Boy.
Thanks, brother. Thank you. Fucking love L.A. This is the drive time out there. And he makes valid points. A lot of this is, distractions. I just don't the agenda. Can't we choose something else to distract us? Why do we have to be at each other's throats? Why don't we say Martians are invading with big fucking rubber nipple? Something to take our mind off. It doesn't have, why is it going to be race? It really is. Tommy in Long Island, retired cop. We always welcome here. Tommy, what's up?
Hey, Nick. Love your show.
Thank you, sir.
I retired in 2004. Now I drive a guy for a living, rich guy, and his offices are right around the corner from Trump Tower. And I sit there waiting for this gentleman. And the state of these protesters walking by, just a gaggly bunch of people. And they were all the same people that were Occupy Wall Street,
yes.
Black Lives Matter, at least in the city.
Yes.
They were the same people. And then you talk about race. I had to drive this guy to Brooklyn tonight. He went to some trendy restaurant in what used to be a total shit neighborhood, Fort Greene, in Brooklyn.
Yep.
And now you got all these hipsters and all living over there. And
yep.
I stood, he's in his fancy restaurant. I grabbed a quick slice of pizza. I'm standing by Fort Greene Park, and there's about 15 to 20 black female teenagers beating the shit out of each other with sticks, screaming, going nuts, and all these yuppie hipsters walking by, pushing their strollers, walking their little designer dogs.
Yep.
I was like, this is the bizarrest thing I ever saw. And just one other quick note, when I was in that pizzeria, there were these two black gentlemen in there,
yep.
and Trump was on the TV set talking, giving his speech, and these guys were kind of eyeing me, mumbling under their breath about Trump, what an asshole. And I mean,
yeah.
The media is just fucking things up.
Oh, they have an agenda, and they got the both feet on the gas pedal. I don't know what it is. They've been itching for a race war. And thanks for the call, Tommy, and thanks for your service, by the way. I wonder if the guy who's driving around rhymes with de Blasio. But yeah. They have an agenda they have in this country for the last, I don't know how many years. I mean, when I was young and I didn't really follow politics, I would go, why are they showing this? Are they going to strike? And it's unbelievable. It is just embarrassing. I felt embarrassed. I got Fallon, but I don't want to play it if I don't have to. But he gave a 3-minute monologue, and again, I don't know if there was an audience there. No, it was a dead serious one. It wasn't meant to get laughs. But it was he turns on Trump right in the middle of it. For Trump waiting for 2 days to come out. And he didn't wait for 2 days. The first statement he made said there's hatred on all sides. And Ebony Williams going to ambiguous. What's ambiguous about the fucking word all? Jesus H. Christ. So it's not enough. We have to blame one side, the side that founded this and all that. It is just Mother of Christ. I'm glad I opened the segment without no race talk. Without no race talk, you sound kind of ignorant. Yes, I do. Boy, I'll tell you, kids are beating himself up with sticks in Brooklyn. Black girls smacking each other in the ass. Oh boy. Oh goodness gracious. Matt in Ohio. He sees things racially. Matt, what's up?
How's it going, Nick? Love the show as always.
Thank you, Matt.
I had an experience in New Jersey, and I thought it was very noteworthy. I was at a truck stop, and, of course, they had the news on in the driver's lounge, and they were talking about Black Lives Matter.
Yep.
And sitting 2 seats away from me, there was actually a black guy, and I just kind of wanted to see his expression, and he seemed embarrassed about it. And I said, hey, what do you think of all this? And he's, basically said, I blame Obama for it. He's like, he's divided this country worse than it's been in probably 75 years. He's like, he's got guys like you and I turned on each other. And, I found out the guy served in the Army. We were both waiting on a shower ticket. And come to find out, he was a Trump supporter. I told him he should listen to this show to get the true news, not the left-wing version. He was actually really conservative. We shook each other's hands, and I actually gave him my shower ticket so he could go ahead of me.
No kid. So, Matt, let me ask you a question. Why don't we see that guy's point of view represented anywhere on CNN or MSNBC?
That's exactly what I said, and it's like he said. He said the media is very liberal. They would rather have guys like me and him divided instead of together. He was a very educated guy. And
sure.
He was like, when guys like us come together, the government probably sees it as a threat because we're a lot more dangerous as a unified power versus divided. And like the other caller said, it is a distraction, and I don't think they want that necessarily.
Yeah, well, there's other ways to distract people other than have them kill each other. But it really is. I don't know how anybody can sit down and watch and can't see. And again, on the radio on the way in here, I hear it. And it's unbelievable. They put this twist on it. And then Trump said this and said that, and he waited 2 days. We're saturated in it. And like I said, and like they say, if you tell a lie enough times, it becomes the truth. And it did as far as race. Hey, Matt, thanks for the call.
Absolutely, Nick. I appreciate it. I wanted to mention I watched your roast of Larry the Cable Guy, and that's the hardest I've laughed in 5 years. So thank you for that.
You got it. Thanks, man.
Take it easy, Dick.
Appreciate it. I was lit for that one. I went on last for that one. And those tapings go, I told you, you guys watch a show. It's a couple hours or hour and a half. They go 3-4 hours of tapings.
Yeah.
And I'm going on last on that one. And there was a functioning bar on the stage, as there always is. And I'm sitting a foot from that bar. And I was halfway through my fourth Stoli on the Rocks. When I stood up, it felt like I was in high school the first time I was drunk. I was like, ugh. You can hear me say something, Larry. When I'm like, yeah. Yeah. So, well, let's take a break. And I'm glad I stayed off the subject of but the phones are lit up because everybody has an opinion. You know why? Because you can't get away from it, folks. They won't let you. They won't let you. I scoured 19 websites today, and everything was Charlottesville and Trump not doing this quick enough and not saying this. And we didn't parse the words of Obama once. He said the same horseshit after Ferguson. Both sides are to blame, the cops, and then nobody, Mother of Jesus. 866-969-1969. Back after this. Yeah. Might be my favorite song of all time. It's good we get the intro. What's this? What is it? I'm looking at the screen. Alt left charged at alt right and whatever. I can't take it anymore. Anyways. How are you, folks? 866-969-1969. About 15, 20 minutes, we'll have the very funny Robert Kelly in. And you can see him August 17th at the part of the Greater Food Bank of Boston benefit at the Wilbur Theater in Boston, Mass. And September 1 and 2 at the Draft House Comedy in Washington, D.C. And for tour dates, go to robertkellylive.com and follow him on Twitter at Robert Kelly. He's got a killer podcast. You know what, dude? What is it? You know what, dude?
You know what, dude?
Yeah. And he's a funny boy from my neck of the woods. And we were talking, again, I came out, I don't know how we got on the subject, because we can't get away from the subject. But just watching the news today, and my jaw's just hitting the floor at how Trump's being held to this different standard. And if it's not just the way, if he doesn't word sentences just the way the media wants it, alt-right, racist, unbelievable. Let's go to Brad in Texas. Brad, what's going on?
Talking to me, Nick, it's Brett.
Okay, I'm just reading what the guy puts on the screen. Sorry, Brett.
No, it's Brett. I talked to you last night about bats.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay.
Hey,
you ever kill a white bat?
Excuse me?
Ever kill a white bat? I'm just trying to make it racial because that's all that's all we're allowed to talk about. Go ahead.
No, seriously. Yeah, I'm with you. It was something you touched on yesterday earlier in your conversation. There's not as much racial stuff going on down here in the South as they say it is. I know I'm in Texas. It's not really the same as the Deep South.
Right.
But it's yeah, there's really no problem with anybody down here unless you're an asshole. You know?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's the behavior. It's not the skin color. It's the behavior of people. And that's how most of us go through life. You treat me right, I treat you right. You treat me like a dick, and then I go, then I notice your skin color. But you treat me like a dick, I notice your behavior first. But that's a good point.
I've agreed with a lot of your callers that are calling in. I was listening, and they all made really good points on it. And just like you said yesterday, I used to live up north. I was married to a woman from Boston. I lived in Merrimack, New Hampshire for about
holy Jesus
3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
and yeah, you're right. The segregation is worse up there.
Yeah,
than it is down here.
Yeah, because again, history, I guess. But yeah, I it's so nice when I first started going down south. Thank you for the call, Brad. When I first started going down south to do comedy, and I'd go, be waiting for them to pick me up at the hotel, and I'd see an elderly black and white couple come in and sit down and have. It looked odd to me almost, but it was so. It's like, oh, this is, but especially today though, if you watch TV, you think the whole country was on fire. In some parts, it is. But just look up at the screen right now. There's a black woman screaming. I don't know. She might be defending my point of view. I can't tell, but she's screaming, and there's a black guy on the right who's just staring at her. It's just, look at this. President Trump goes rogue, defends racist protesters. First of all, they weren't the protesters. They were having a rally. The protesters were the Antifa and the Black Lives Matter scum that showed up. Okay? But we're not defending the neo-Nazis either and those assholes, but they had a permit. So then the shit started. And if you read eyewitness accounts, we talked about it last night, the cops actually kind of pushed them together. It seems so orchestrated. It's very, it's kind of creepy, actually. You know? Let's go to Bruce in Pennsylvania. Bruce, welcome to the show.
Hey, Nick, how are you? My original point was, when are they going to start taking away the city names like Jacksonville, Gainesville, Jefferson, Missouri, Washington, D.C.?
Oh, we'll get to it.
Here's one way you can win the argument. Senator Robert Byrd.
Yes.
Democrat.
Yes.
Head of the Ku Klux Klan.
Yes.
Lincoln. Republican.
Yes.
What party pushed through the Civil Rights Act?
Republican.
It wasn't the Democrats.
Nope.
It was the Republicans.
What?
Right?
What?
So, and by the way,
your phone, Bruce, your phone is horrible. We're just hearing muffled. Oh, see ya. Sorry. I get your point. Who interned Japanese people? Who was it? Oh, FDR. Yeah. You can go on and on, by the way, but nobody does. Nobody does. The fucking media. Again, I blame the media. Really. Let's go to Brian in Georgia. Brian?
Hey, Nick, how's it going?
Pretty good. I'm tired of talking about this shit, Brian, but we're saturated in it, and to ignore it would be derelict, in my opinion.
I agree. And I want to point out first, I'm glad we have enough racial acceptance in the country where an elderly Italian gentleman can find steady employment. So I am happy for that.
I'm only half Italian. I have some.
I know.
I have some French, Canadian, and Scottish in me. Good one, Brian.
No, you actually hit the point that I was calling to make was, again, I guess you have to put this disclaimer out before I even say this, but yeah. I do not support the white supremacist movement, clearly.
Of course.
However, just because their opinion's unpopular doesn't mean that they don't have the right to demonstrate. And you hit it on the nose that the violence really didn't start until the two groups came together. And while unfortunate that someone was killed, clearly, right, I wonder if that would have happened if the protest was just allowed to progress peacefully, much like Black Lives Matter and the other organizations that are out there. But that opportunity wasn't really given to these people. It just turned into a shit show. So,
yeah, the cops funneled. If you read some of the eyewitness, and this isn't just right-wing accounts. It was people on the ground, reporters from left-wing publications saying, some of them said that, Antifa and those groups came as well-armed as the idiot neo-Nazis and shit, but the cops funneled the supremacists and shit through like a gauntlet of Antifa. And you have to ask yourself why. I hope there's an investigation. I think Sessions is looking into it. But that just tells you there that someone's agenda,
Absolutely. And, the other thing is that I think that I believe most of the people that are talking about it are relatively intelligent. But now we're aligned in these two camps where if you're a Trump supporter, you're a white supremacist. Right. If you're a black supporter, you're enlightened and everything. I mean, really, it's the two groups at their core. It's just two really dumb groups of people together arguing over something that doesn't really apply to the rest of us. Your story at the beginning of the show was perfect. That's how most race relations are. It's just genuine conversation between two people. No one gets their ass hurt about it. That's, I don't know. That's the way I look at it anyway.
No. And even when you argue with people, when I meet people in this business that I know, most people in this business have polar opposite opinions than I do politically. But then when some of them I haven't met, and then I'll meet them at the Comedy Cellar or and you sit down, and it's never as scary and it's not as angst-ridden the conversation because, but the fucking media is hell-bent. Thanks for the call, Brian. Is just hell-bent on keeping us, it's friggin' Joe in Michigan. Welcome to the show, Joe.
Dick, Love the show. Love you.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, man, I'm a Republican. I voted for Trump.
Yeah.
My political ideology definitely leans to the right. But in this case, you're talking about, Trump being held to the same standard as Obama, or vice versa, Obama being held to the same standard as Trump.
Right.
Honestly, these protesters should have been tear gassed, in my opinion.
Sure.
These guys were armed. I mean, they had assault rifles, they had pistols, they had billy clubs. I mean, these Charlottesville protesters should have been fucking tear gassed.
Well, hold on. When you're saying hold on, Joe, hold on. When you're saying protesters, who are you referring to?
I'm referring to these white supremacist dudes in Charlottesville.
And Joe, but so did the left. Antifa came armed too. That's what I'm saying. And these are publications.
I realize that, but I'm just saying, if you want equal treatment, these guys, they were pushing the police officers with shields. I mean, they were like pushing. I mean, they should have been fucking tear gassed. Is my point. If you want equality, I mean, it's ridiculous to say that you want equality with the president, but you don't want equality with the protesters. I don't get it.
No, the cops should have done their job and got in between the two groups. That's the fucking issue. The cops should have separated them, and they didn't.
The cops should have been stomping dudes like they were with the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah,
well,
no. The supremacist neo-Nazis, as much as we hate them and their point of view, they filled out the paperwork. They had permits, and they have a right. The First Amendment protects unpopular speech. And then Antifa, so what? Antifa shows up armed to the teeth.
What?
So what are you talking about?
They're wielding assault rifles during a protest.
I didn't see that. I didn't see people wielding assault rifles. I didn't. I saw cops. I saw cops funneling people, standing there watching people beat the shit out of each other. I mean, only one. Well, Joe. Only one. Joe. Listen. Only one group had the permits and the rights to be there, according to all the papers I'm reading.
What difference does it make if they're violent and unruly?
How are they going to be fucking violent if nobody's oppressing them and if they're just protesting? How does it get violent? You have to have an opponent. You're not violent just by showing up. With
billy clubs and assault rifles, Nick? I mean, come on.
And Joe,
can you not admit that they're assholes?
Oh, you're fucking. You know what? You bought into it. You bought into. They've got to you. They've got to you. Of course, we hate the neo-Nazis and all that shit. But when an opposing group shows up armed to the teeth and starts shit, which a lot of accounts said Antifa and those people started it.
Right. Okay.
So, come on. Don't you're falling for the fucking. You're falling for the.
All right. That's
big lie.
Fair enough. I'm just saying they have to take a little bit. You have to put the onus a little bit on the other side.
Yes.
I mean, it takes two to tango. Am I right?
Yes, exactly. And that's why I preface everything by saying, of course, we don't agree with these idiot neo-Nazis and white supremacists and the Klan. Of course not. But they have a right to be pissed about a statue being taken down or whatever without another goon squad showing up and starting shit. I mean, what the fuck? I hate him too.
I think honestly, I think the guy, they should have been fucking tear gassed.
All right.
They should have felt the full force of law enforcement. All right.
Yeah, I'd like to see that happen to the Black Lives Matter too, and the Baltimore mayor when she let them blow off steam for 3 nights, and in Ferguson. Remember all that? I didn't hear anybody saying that in the media.
And I agree with that. I
agree.
Bullshit. It's stupid.
All right.
It's stupid.
All right, Joe.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Let's bring in a fella from my hometown, which isn't known for its racial harmony. Where is he?
Brendan's getting him.
Oh.
It's right outside.
For Christ's sake, I could take another call?
Yeah.
Let's go to Chuck in Canada. Chucky boy.
Nick.
Yes.
I like your comedy, and I've enjoyed you for years. I like watching you on
Yeah, get to the point, Chuck. What don't you like? From a country with fucking 5 black people in it. Tell me where I'm wrong. Go ahead.
Fuck. Black people, Somalis, we got them fucking
Yeah, you got a handful. No, you don't. I've been up there. You want to fucking see diversity, come to this country. Hey,
we
speaking
are
of
sitting up here watching it down there like it's a
fucking train wreck. I want to turn away, and we can't.
It is a train wreck.
These are the two fucking best you had, Hillary and Trump.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, hold on. And you get a ballerina and half a fag running your country.
Fuck. We'll give them to you for free. We don't even want nothing in return. Okay?
Okay.
That guy's a fucking lightweight pooster that needs to be... you know what? Listen, let's not get started with him.
Yeah.
And his old man was a fuck-up, too. But I'm telling you, we're watching this. And when you talk, Nick, about... Let's get serious for a minute. When you talk about trying to hold Trump to a higher standard.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about just this weekend.
Right.
We've been watching this for a year.
Sure.
We're not looking to hold him to a higher standard. How about the standard of the worst president you've ever had before him? Just hold him to that standard, because the presidency, even a dumb Canuck like me, knows that the presidency is more than the person. It's an office. Like,
yeah, but you hold on, Chuck. All right, Chuck. Now let me school you as an American. It's the fucking for, by, and of the people, and that's what he is. He's more like me and you and everybody in this country than fucking Obama was, president of Harvard Law Review. So come on.
I'm not a fan of Obama either. I had great promise.
I heard you sucked his cock. Go ahead.
And he ended up doing the square root of fuck all. I get it, but Trump is like a fifth grader.
What are you basing that on? You know what? He doesn't speak well. He's rough around the edges. I give you that much. But you're doing what the media's doing wrong. You're judging him like the first 44 presidents.
Well, no. How about let's just pick one topic, because we could have our own show for this.
Yeah.
Let's just pick one topic.
I got a guess, but go ahead quickly. Ethics.
There's a guy who's been caught in so many bold-faced lies.
Yeah. Give me an example, Chuck.
Oh my God! There's been lots of them. He's been caught up in a bunch of lies.
Yes, could you name one, Chuck?
And they play the tape. I didn't say that. Then they play the tape. I didn't do this, but then they find the lawsuit that says he did.
Hey, okay.
I'm on the side of a highway, so I can't give you the exact.
Right, and let me give you a big whopper, Chuck. You know what? If you like your fucking insurance, you can keep it, and you can keep your doctor too. That only affected 1/6 of the economy in the United States. You really think Trump lying about how many people that was at his inauguration, is that the same? Do you give those two lies the same weight?
You know what? How about just a policy? You know what? When you say, if you're Nick Dipaolo and you say, I'm going to have the greatest radio show ever, I'm going to have the biggest ratings, but then you don't tell us how, when, why, how's it going to happen? Like, this guy is nothing but one big fucking hyperbole. And you know what else he's brilliant at, though?
Yeah.
You know what he's brilliant at?
What's that?
He's the most brilliant rope-a-doper. He is like David fucking Copperfield of politicians. Look over here, my shiny hand's over here, but meanwhile...
Oh, Chuck, you sound like a typical Canadian socialist. You've been blinded. He's been right on the big issues, and that's all I care about. The fucking economy's coming back. He stripped back thousands of regulations, but you're not going to hear about that on the mainstream media in this country or up in Canada. And I thank you for the call. Go fucking Maple Leafs. Am I right?
Hey, bravo.
All right. Thank you, Chucky. Hey, folks, you know who's sitting next to me? Who is it? Oh, I thought it was Kevin Brennan. It's right.
Yeah, right.
The very funny Robert Kelly from my fucking hometown of Boston. What up, Bobby boy?
What's up, buddy?
Last time I tried to get a hold of you, Robert Kelly's here, folks, by the way. So 866-969-1969. We've had enough of the, we've touched our race enough. Last time I tried to get a hold of you, you were up at one of your fancy lake in New Hampshire. You have a lake house.
You know, it's a weird thing, and I'm not saying this just to say it to be funny.
Yeah.
But it's a weird thing. You call me or text me.
Yes, sir.
The last 2 times while I was fucking not jerking off, but trying to find something to jerk off to. On my phone. I'm glad
it wasn't the former.
On my phone, like I'm like on clitty.com. And I'm going through these videos, mom this, help them, mom.
No, you're being serious, or is this a bit?
I swear to God, it's not a bit. That's why I swear to God, it's almost uncanny. The last time I finally found some mom, best friend's mom, broke her leg, needed help getting out of the shower. And
this is a site?
I'm like, oh, yeah.
What is it, visitingangels.com?
No, clitty.com. It's like Google.
Clitty?
You just type in what you want to mastic.
How do you spell clitty? I-E with a Y at
I don't
the
know,
end.
but I know how to spell kidnapping.
Go ahead.
But I can't ask you, how do you spell at gunpoint or kidnapping? But yeah, it's so funny. The last time you texted me, fucking, and your texts are like, what the fuck? What am I, piece of garbage, you cocksucker? And it just comes up, and I'm just like, oh my God. Yeah, it's weird.
Where was it? Lake Winnipesaukee? No.
I go up to the White Mountains. I think I'm actually really thinking of buying a house up there.
I thought you did. Oh, you rent a house right now. On the lake.
My family has a house up there. My uncle, I should say, who...
Oh, that's white privilege.
Well, he got it with my two other uncles and then bought them out when his business went fucking crazy. Now he's got a lot of money.
Is that the My Pillow guy, your uncle?
Yeah, My Pillow, yeah. No, that's the, he does flooring. That fucking crazy flooring,
That you do yourself.
No, well, he does like Xerox or Chipotle floors. How it's that cement, that polished cement.
Sure,
he makes $1 million fucking dollars.
Does he really?
He's got
Why aren't you and I doing that?
He's got a chip and green at his house.
Guy's got a chip and green. If that's not white privilege and proof that this country is racist beyond all belief,
he's a left wing guy too.
Tell him to wake the fuck up before I slap his flooring.
Oh, it's nice to be. You can be left wing up in fucking Burlington,
No,
Vermont,
you're right. Oh, of course.
And in fucking
New
in New Hampshire. You can be as left wing as you want.
Home of Ben and Jerry's, fucking Vermont.
Yeah. Puerto Ricans don't like ticks or lakes.
In that order.
But yeah, so I was up there, but I think I'm going to buy it. I don't know if it's age or my career stink or what's happening, but fucking whittling walking sticks really has an appeal to me.
I know. No, you're making a point. And Bobby, let me tell you, Bobby, wait, how many kids you got?
One.
Just Max, right?
No, just Max.
What's he, like 31 now?
4.
It's 4. I was close. But I've watched Robert come into the comedies. I used to bust his fucking chops. Yeah. And first of all, nobody kills harder live. Comics come home. Did you go on last on that?
I had to, yeah.
Goes on last because nobody wants to follow him, and he shook the rafters like it was Game 7 of the fucking Celtics Lakers.
Well, I had to follow. Wanda went out,
yeah,
and that happened. Then you went out,
and I tried to rebut, and that happened.
Well, I just remember the fucking lady running up to the stage with a Bruins jersey. Get this fucking.
Yeah, lady, I didn't come here to hear you abuse something. I go, get her the fuck out. This is in front of 15,000 people. Ruining my set.
She was trying to climb over something to get it, Nick. Like, but it's this cop, they dragging her. He's laughing in her face. Get her the fuck out of here.
I'm being attacked in my hometown by a girl with a Bruin shirt on.
I'm pacing back. Then Burr goes out, which, everybody wants to follow Bill Burr in Boston. Says up 19 shows at the Wilbur.
Bobby, you can follow anybody.
And then I had to go up, but it was actually a fun show.
Burr goes on like after me and Wanda and goes, hey, what the fuck are we doing here? We're just trying to raise money for cancer, right? What the fuck? He had to take the high road. I felt like saying, shut up. My fans are here wanting me to rebut.
Oh, God.
But I didn't say that. I went, he's right. He's got a good point.
You walked out and screamed. What did you scream?
I came out and said, hey, look, and I'm a white guy. I love how the election turned. I'm a straight white male after she gave all her black lesbian horseshit. I came out and go, I'm a straight fucking white male. I loved how the election went. And then I got cocky. That got laughs and shit. And then I got into Bernie Sanders and I said the word Jew twice and not a derogatory way. I said he's a bitter Jew. Whatever.
It's hard not to say the word Jew without it sounding...
Right. Louis has a whole bit on that.
Yeah, it's just ooh. The ooh part. Well, is what makes it sound like you're being racist.
Well, not even that, though. You can say he's a Jew from whatever, and it's not offensive. But if you, whatever. Yeah. I didn't say these fucking Jews. And some guy gets on Reddit and just totally twists my words around and runs with it or whatever. And what do? I go back to the hotel. I have like...
We smoke cigars.
2 Jack and Waters. No, I went back right to my hotel. I look at my Twitter. It's blowing up with people attacking me. So I laid on my back. I took my pants off. I was going to go, I should ignore this. But fuck it. I'm going to fight them one at a time.
You didn't smoke cigars with us?
No. I hate cigars. Oh. And my wife texts me and goes, will you get the fuck off Twitter? They're taking screen grabs of your response.
Oh, really? Oh, jeez.
I'm laying on my underwear fighting people.
Well, we went to the after party. Who was it? Neely? It was a dream come true. Neely, Lenny...
Oh, God.
Me, Burr, was smoking fucking Cubans in the visitor team locker room.
Now, that's slang for cock, right?
Yeah, we're blowing everybody. Yeah, we're just sucking cock.
You rock.
Neely gets a fucking $50 Cuban, and he just bites the end off. No, we have cutters. He just bites it. He's the best.
I love that guy.
Oh, he's the best.
He is fucking hard, and he didn't have a problem with any of the. But what's the food bank thing? I try not to make a joke about
it is funny. They're having me do a food bank. Fucking really. I didn't catch that until Monday. I'm like, how am I promoting this without getting a fucking hit on Twitter? I'm doing Maddie in the Morning, who I love. Who's always treated me fucking great.
Boston Radio.
Boston Radio,
Huge
number one.
station.
Kiss 108.
Yep.
I didn't listen to it back when I was a kid.
Right,
Because
me
I
either.
get beat up.
Yeah, me too.
WAAF.
Yep.
Then we found out what
Van
happened.
Halen every 3 minutes.
WFF or WBCN, which was the best.
Right.
And then we found out, Mark Parento.
Mark Parento had two Asian kids chained to a radiator in an apartment somewhere.
I found out why I like Dane so much.
Me too.
He liked you?
Oh my God!
I was fucking offended. He wanted nothing to do with me.
I was in comedy a year and a half. He kept having me on the show. I'm still an open mic. I go, why does this guy like me so much? He's dead, by the way.
Does he die?
Oh, he died. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
In
a couple
prison?
of years ago. No, I think he got out.
He got out
and then died.
He just died of lack of little boy penis. Just his fucking bone.
Lack of protein. Put it that way. Osteoporosis.
He needed it to live. He really wasn't. He really was. He didn't want to do it. He had to do it. It was a rare disease he got in the Philippines.
He was great at his job. He had a deep voice.
Yeah.
He was like an Olympic swimmer or whatever his father was, whatever. But
it was like The Strain, except a different show. Bring the boy to me.
Yeah, so he was at BCM when I first started comedy, and BCM would have Sweeney Meanie night on Wednesday nights at Stitches,
Meanie, yeah.
and he kept having me on the show. I'd been doing comedy about 18 months. I'm like, this guy. He actually had me believing I was really funny at that point.
Well, I
didn't know he wanted to fucking finger me.
Story of us is we were in that comedy group, Al and the Monkeys, me, Dane. Al Delbenny and Jay Hall, and we were doing whatever. We were brand new, and we were in the Boston Comedy Riot, which was the biggest amateur comedy competition in the country. Right?
Yeah.
It was huge.
Yep.
You were in that fucking thing. You didn't even have to win it. You just had to be in it. You were fucking huge.
Yeah. Good point.
We wound up winning it, but he wound up. He. If you look at, I look back, he had us on the radio. Like we were the only
Parento
comics.
did?
We went in once, and then he kept mentioning us and mentioning us.
Now, were you thin then?
I was
a good-looking Bob Kelly?
Dude, that's when I used to wear high heel, fucking real calfskin laced up ankle boots with fucking Jordache jeans, a wife beater, and fucking mirror shades like Poncherello.
He's not making that up.
No.
That is not.
And nobody fucked with me. That's how good looking I was. I walked in, you hear me clicking like a horse coming in. Like...
Hey, it's a Clydesdale. Now it's Bob Kelly in his suede pants.
Yeah, fucking now I couldn't fit into those.
Let's break you. I want to come back and
Linda. Get back to Linda Rodstadt in a second.
Hold that thought.
All right,
we'll talk. We'll come back. We'll talk more about that. And Bobby Kelly. Joe List is getting married, our buddy, this Saturday, and
I'm marrying him.
I know. So what do you got ordained or whatever?
No, we'll talk about it when you get back.
Well, exactly right. So sit tight, folks. 866-969-1969. And call in and say hi to Bobby. Back after this. The great Robert Kelly, who you can see August 17th live, part of the Greater Food Bank of Boston benefit at the Wilbur Theater in Boston, and September 1 and 2 at the Draft House Comedy, Washington, D.C. I do the other one, the older one.
Yeah, well, this is the first time doing this new one.
Yeah.
I love the older one. They have those fucking office chairs in the front row.
Chairs.
It's like doing a show at Staples.
They look like they had car seats. The first time I played it, it looked like they were sitting in car seat. The guy, if they wanted to heckle you, they'd pull it. It was like a recliner. They'd pull the thing on. They'd pop up and heckle you.
Great club though. Great, and I love the people that own it too. They're good people.
What's it called? Not this
The
one.
Draft
the other
House.
One. The Draft House.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
show movies and then they do comedy.
Yeah, which I've done many times. It's the rougher of the room. I did the Improv in D.C. twice, and they did not care for my off-color humor. Let's put it that way. And
The person who runs it has never met her, but secretly does not like me.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Not secretly. I've never worked that room ever.
She didn't keep it a secret with me.
Oh, really? That's probably.
Yeah.
Patrice's favorite room, by the way.
Yeah, which it just shows how PC, he can say shit and get away with it because he was black. And I love Patrice, let's be honest.
Patrice was black?
And heavyset. But he, that's just a symptom of a politically correct room. He would say shit that That woman who runs it would say I'm a sexist pig, but he could fucking,
Was that what
do
she
8
said?
minutes on rape and fucking belly laugh.
I just saw a Grateful Dead shirt. It annoyed me too, by the way.
Who had a Grateful Dead shirt?
Right there.
Why?
I don't know. I don't like the Grateful Dead either.
Neither, both of you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Just a jam band. I hate that excuse too.
Jam band. What does that fucking mean?
It means they do songs
all
that are
jam.
48 minutes long.
That's true.
Yeah,
it's like somebody working the crowd.
Yeah, that means the fucking
Comedian.
the drummer goes on a fucking 10-minute solo.
That part I hate.
Oh, it stinks.
866-969-1969, talking to the very funny Robert Kelly, who, let's take a call. Scott in South Carolina. Say hi to Bobby Kelly. Scott, where are you?
What's happening, man?
What are you
I'm
doing?
there.
Protecting a monument? Come on, focus.
What the fuck?
I ain't lying. We're trying to rip them all down, ain't we?
Say hi to Robert Kelly, Scott.
Robert Kelly. I just want to say, fuck yeah. How did you get Chip Chipson on Riotcast?
Oh, it's the fucking worst moment of my life.
A lot of contracts.
Come on, the number one podcast in the world.
Well,
I just want to say, first off, let me say this first.
Please, say it first.
My top 5 comedians.
Yeah.
I'm on the phone with 2 of them right now.
All right. Well, if I'm not in that, I
All
don't wanna
right,
hear it,
Scotty
okay?
boy.
Okay.
No, you
don't
both
want
y'all in there. I'm telling you.
Oh,
Thank you,
good.
Scott.
Thank you, brother. Chip Chipperson podcast. It's Chip is we love Norton, and then one day Rob Sprance was like, we should do Chip. We couldn't get Norton because he has his own show here, but we were like, well, what about Chip? Everybody loves Chip except for me, and he was like, what's that? And he did it, and now he's 70,000 downloads the first episode, the first 2 days.
What,
dude? It's fucking ridiculous. Sold out the Village Underground in like an hour. Chip, it's not a real person. He doesn't exist. He sold it out faster than Norton would sell it out. The actual comedian. That does
so
Chip.
they show up and they see who at the Underground?
Chip Chipperson.
So it's Jimmy doing that character?
Buddy, it's a phenomenon. I'm just hoping that Chip becomes bigger than Norton so that he has to travel the country like Larry the Cable Guy in a fucking bus with Chip on the side that says "tith tith," and he has like a little bag of
Bobby.
wigs. Yeah.
Bobby, all his fans are thinking the same thing you are. We hoping he has to travel with Chip with all his wigs.
Yeah, we'll do it. I'll do Billy the
Unbelievable.
I'll do Billy the Bass Man right next to him. They're like, where are we going?
Well,
I didn't know it was that
Nick-
it had taken out. Yes, Scott.
I'm just going to tell you, dude, Trump's speech today was awesome. Anytime you come to the South, you're more welcome at any house we got down here.
I appreciate it, man. I like grits, too.
Oh, we love them. And big ladies.
How many houses
Big
do you have?
ladies and grits. All right, Scott. Appreciate it, brother.
I appreciate it, y'all. Have a good night, man.
Take care.
Would he double down today? On his, did he
Yeah, he
double?
told the media, you go fucking, you're treating, he just pushed back. That's why I fucking love him. And I didn't. Like I said, I voted for fucking Cruz in a primary.
Well,
But somebody has to push back. This media's hell-bent on a fucking race war. And it's been going on since I was 22. And you're watching the fruition. You get enough dummies in this country now who buy into it. They buy into it. They're just stupid.
Yeah.
They don't know their history because they weren't taught it in high school or college or fucking middle school.
Well, I just like the fact, look, whatever the statue is, you shouldn't be allowed to deface public property. If you want the statue down, go do it. Go fucking file a petition. Go through the courts. And if they deem it fucking okay, then you take it down. You don't just, we were talking about it on my podcast today. The only satisfaction I got out of that video is all those people hurting their feet, kicking a metal statue. Fucking morons.
I know. They're taking their cues. I saw one guy hit it with a shoe. They're taking their cues from fucking Iraq.
It's exactly what happened to Saddam Hussein's statue when they were kicking it and slapping it with their fucking their little galoshes.
Yeah. So I guess Robert E. Lee is a dictator. It's the equivalent to. Do you understand? It was a legitimate war going on back then too. And of course, fucking, we don't believe in the white supremacist assholes and neo-Nazis. No. But I'm just saying that back then there was a fucking war, a legitimate war. People are different and
cavemen used to fucking beat their women with clubs. Should we go to the Natural History Museum and take all the cavemen statues out?
Should we take the wife beaters away from the Italians? I mean, for Christ's sake.
Nah, never. It's pretty ridiculous. And Antifa's the fucking worst.
Yeah, they're the fucking worst. But you don't hear that mentioned once. I go around the goddamn. I sit home going all the channels. It's just
you get these. If you watch the rally, the racist rally, the KKK. Okay, you watch them go. They have their shield, like they're 300. You know, they have these shields. And it really bugged me, too, because they looked like they had their shit together. And as soon as one fucking lesbian threw a rock, they fell apart. But these started, shields were made out of fucking, like, candy or something. But it's like, for a long time, these guys would march. People would let them march because it's America. Go ahead. Police would protect them. And it was the most depressing march ever.
Right.
They'd get somewhere.
And they'd hurt themselves.
They would hurt themselves, hate people, and they would discourage people from joining them.
Right.
The misdirected assholes that might be like, well, that's
right.
And then you got these other people just come down with bats, rocks, M80s, which is fucking dynamite.
Bike locks.
And they're fighting these guys.
And the cops are standing by because they always get these stand-down orders now. And I'll tell you why. Because if there's a fight, a brawl breaks out, and there's any neo-Nazis or white supremacist groups involved at all, the media, it doesn't matter who started, what went on there. They're going to take the sides, regardless of what happens.
Well, it escalated because of Antifa.
And the cops not doing their jobs.
It escalated. The fight broke out, and how do you expect whatever that piece of shit with the car, that psychopath?
Right.
But what do you expect when you let violence happen? You can't control. Well, you can put a little. So you can hit somebody with a bike chain and have this violence. Right. But when someone gets pushed to jump into the car and run at people, that's too much. Any of it's too much. Hitting any other human being because of your beliefs,
disagree with them,
is fucking too much. None of it should be fucking acceptable.
But the left is so fucking violent. They're as violent, and Antifa's bigger than the fucking Klan.
When did that happen? When did the left become?
Oh, it's been happening for a while. Occupy Wall Street. It's been brewing forever, And you can't blame, like Trump said, you can't blame me and you don't blame Obama, but the racial tension ratcheted up tenfold in the 8 years Obama was there. Anybody remember the knockout game? Anybody remember that? No? Already we forget? Old white people getting knocked out by young black people on the sidewalk? That was funny. Nobody even brought up the word hate crime. This is a double standard, and it can only go so far.
I just don't know when the left became hippies, and now they were annoying at one point. Now they're violent. Like this.
Yeah, these aren't the same hippies, They're not the same. Those are actual liberals back then who, would actually look at both sides of the argument, and then it turned into something else. These, modern progressives, secular progressives, who just want nothing to do with this country. They're fucking hellbent. They believe this is the most. It was founded on fucking, it was founded on racism. That's all they do. And that's all that's been taught in schools for 40 years now. Now it's coming to fruition. I was reading about this, fucking years ago. We talked about last night. A buddy of mine was a cop down in Florida, and he used to go undercover to like white supremacist groups, and he'd go undercover, and they were predicting shit that was going to happen in this country. They'd be up there going, in 30 years, most of the police departments in major urban cities would be run by blacks, and my buddy's like, what are they fucking? That's never going to happen in this country. Yeah. But and I'm not legitimate. I'm just saying it's been brewing on both sides. But what's fueling all this shit is the media. The media is so fucking left wing and so off base when it comes to race. Did you hear Jimmy Fallon gave a monologue, like a serious monologue, and I really don't even think he believes it. I believe these suits at NBC said, "Look, you're getting your asses handed to you by Colbert and his anti-Trump shit. Either get on the. I can't believe, or maybe they do believe it. I don't know. Let's go to Bob in Michigan. Bob, what's going on?
Oh, hey Nick, what's going on, man?
Not too much.
I was.
How did we get back on this topic? Yeah, go ahead.
I had an opinion about the groups gathering, and I don't think anybody should be able to assemble like that. It only spurs violence.
Bob? There's something called the First Amendment, right to assembly. It's there to protect.
But the Constitution was written in 1756.
First of all.
You should be able to. You should be able. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
You should be able to do whatever the fuck you want and let people make the decision whether to follow you. If you look at the Klan in the last 20, 30 years, they've extinguished themselves because people are like, oh, these guys are fucking morons. The more knowledge we get, and then most of their marches are fucking.
But that's not the point. That's part of the point. But
yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
Bob.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to say, okay, first it's the Klan. We don't want these type of guys assembling. And then how about when it comes to your group? Well, you just want to protest taxes or something. And then they say, we don't want you assembling. What, you know what I mean? It's a slippery slope.
Well, I mean, in the history of world politics, I mean, Germany and Nazis have been the most dangerous groups of people.
Oh, is that right?
People who are enabling that.
Yeah.
Should be. I think they should be arrested.
Yeah, so you're judging all of history from World War II on. You don't know anything about what went on in the Middle East thousands of years ago.
Yeah, like those 6 million people didn't matter, you know.
Well, of course they did, but is that all? That's your only example of evil?
Well, I mean, that's a pretty good example.
Yeah, but it's not the only example. And to say they shouldn't be able to assemble, the Klan shouldn't be able to assemble, or anybody else, even a far left-wing group, is just silly. That's anti-American. I think they've won you over.
No, I'm more middle ground. You know?
You don't sound it. You sound left ground.
No. I don't like Obama.
Why not? I thought he was terrific.
Yeah, I don't know. Some about him struck me the wrong way.
Other than his Marxist leanings.
Yeah, that would contribute.
All right, Bob. Appreciate the call.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right. Kurt in Philadelphia's got a question about my podcast on Bobby's network, Riotcast.
That's right.
Hey, Kurt.
Actually, Nick, that wasn't a question. I just wanted to say, I just wanted to remind your listeners to support our favorite half a whop and subscribe to your podcast on ConnectPal. It's like, what, $3.99 a month? I'm in debt and I can afford it.
ConnectPal.com at $3.99 a month. That's right. You get 5 shows. You get Mondays for free on riotcast.com and on iTunes and Stitcher and all the other places. And then you get 4 more shows. So that's 5 total, folks, at $3.99 a month. It's less than $1. And Bobby Kelly and Robert Sprance started Riotcast.
Yeah.
And they taught me how to do the podcast, and it actually led to me getting this.
Yeah, well, you were one of our first shows. When you left Artie's show, me and Rob, what was it? Riotcast used to be called Glory Hole Network.
Yeah, I was a little hesitant when they called it that. I didn't want to sign with a dirty name like that.
Well, I was on Red Eye one night, and I was like, they were like, what's your plug? I was just telling them I'm on Glory Hole Network. They're like, we can't say that. I was like, Rob, we got to change the fucking name. He's like, no, but I go, dude, we got to change the fucking name. So
that's right, it was Glory.
He came up with Riotcast, but then we went to you. We were like, you know what? If anybody should be doing fucking radio, it was you. And you were like, yeah. And then Rob went up to your house, to the fucking compound up in the woods.
He did. Showed me how to do it. I wrote down literally hand wrote down the steps on what to plug in where and after about, I remember, thanks for the call, Kurt, anyways, from Philly, I come down the stairs, I'm in the first one being nervous. And I had done radio, I'd done terrestrial radio, I sat in with Dennis Miller, but I'm now I'm down in my basement with a microphone, and I'm going, I don't think I really like this. I'm trying to,
I remember the first couple.
Yeah.
You were like pushing buttons, you had your soundboard that Rob hooked you up with on your iPad.
Yeah, it's still there. It's all hooked up.
Yeah, and then I would go up and you sit in the couch downstairs. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I had Bobby on because Bobby lives, 12 minutes away. And, so what it did was it kept my radio chops up. And then I started to like it after about a year or even less than that. Hey, this is kind of fun. I'm blowing off steam in my basement. And I started it was keeping me sharp for radio. And I did get a few calls, I think, to sit in with Dennis or whoever. And
it's a great show, dude. You really put I listened to it. I told you that.
I know Bobby actually listens to
I still do. I listen. I have Sirius now too, so I listen to this show.
When do you listen, Bobby? When do you find
my
the time?
drive-in, baby? The drive-in and the drive home. It's Howard. I listen to you. I don't even listen to myself.
I've never heard myself ever.
Yeah, I never listen to my own.
One eighth of my second podcast. I think I listen. I went, oh Jesus!
Yeah, I love it. It's a great show.
Nasally Italian.
I love a dangerous situation.
It's a dangerous situation. He does a great fucking.
It's a delicate situation.
Oh, that's a fucking. I love what he
Hey, what the fuck?
Yeah, tea.
Did you sniff that girl's undies?
No, but Bobby Kelly, you can see him at the Greater Food Bank, no?
I love you, fucking.
At the fucking Wilbur Theater. I saw Kiss there in '76. Cost me 400 ducats.
You know what I recently did on YouTube?
Yeah.
You can watch just the greatest scenes from The Sopranos.
Oh, I know.
It is a hole that you go. I mean,
I know you'll never get out of that.
3 hours in the fucking hole just watching the greatest scenes from that show. What a great show.
Absolutely.
I love when the fucking chubby guy got caught sucking cock in a truck.
He reminded me a little bit of you.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate
Vito.
that. Vito.
No, just filth.
When he lost weight. Remember when he lost weight? He got fat again, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ed in Colorado. He's going to see, he got tickets, I think, to see Bobby at the Draft House in D.C.
Oh,
Go ahead, Ed. Say hi to Robert.
Yes, Bobby has hair out of oh.
Was that Stephen Hawking?
No, he's doing. Is he still there? Let him. Is he still there?
Yeah, he is.
I got dry teeth.
He's trying to do Norton's character. He's another. Norton
Is he
has another
really?
Character. Edgar. It's Edgar.
I'm
It's not as charismatic as Chip.
Norton's got a breakout character. Jesus, the guy wasn't doing well enough.
Well, he's got Chip.
Thank you, Ed. I think
he's
you
got
fuckhead.
Edgar, and then he's got Uncle Paul, which is a pedophile. That character's never going to really work.
What do you mean? Disney's already looking at that, aren't they?
No, he's got a bunch of characters.
Disney's like, we got plenty of kids already over here.
You know what's sad about that call is he really thought that was going to go over.
I know.
There's nothing worse than doing a character and nobody laughs.
That guy had cancer of the funny bone. Oh, boy. And I'm talking malignant.
Like an idiot.
We'll take another one before we go to break. Tim in Utah. What's going on, Timmy?
Oh, not much. Was in Florida, moving to Utah for a new job. But I guess last week there was a story in Time or Newsweek with the New York Times that New Jersey had put Antifa on their terrorist list. And I've been talking to some friends of mine in law enforcement because I'm retired now.
Yeah.
And they said during somebody's administration that was just in office, they weren't allowed to investigate any left-wing groups. They could only investigate right-wing. They couldn't touch the left-wing, which is why I think Antifa got as strong as they are now.
Oh.
Did you see that story?
I did not, but that makes a lot of sense. They let them build up their muscles by hands-off approach. Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
I just don't get it. What these guys?
Thank you, Tim.
They cover their heads. They cover their faces. They're all in black. I mean, what the fuck?
What is this, moment shots?
Why is anybody seeing that this is like this is like ISIS? This is terrorism. These guys are hiding their faces, being violent towards other Americans.
Sounds like Twitter.
Fucking crazy.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And these jerk-offs, look around at the screens. These jack-offs, MSNBC, fucking Anderson Cooper. Look at the panel. Okay, I see, great. It looks like the fucking Detroit Pistons bench.
Jesus
and there's
Christ.
Trump. What do you mean? They have a couple white guys. And then Juan Williams, dumb as a bag of fucking rocks. Anyhow, let's take a break and come back. Hey, Bobby, you have to split or what are you doing?
No, I'm here, dude. I got to do at 10:30. I got to judge the roast battle.
Sound excited about it?
Well, you know what it is. There's so many. Remember, there was just comedy shows we do.
I still. That's all I do.
I know.
Then they asked me to do the shit. And I'm like, no, I fucking.
Every once in a while, they get you though.
I feel like going. Weren't you guys involved in organized sports as kids? Why does comedy become a fucking competition now? It's like the Food Network. I can't watch a cooking show without every cooking show going, 10 seconds left, 9, 8, get the broccoli on the plate. For Christ's sake, I have to take a Quaalude to watch fucking...
Just some 3-year-old throwing chocolate chip cookies on the plate, crying because they just got cut.
Yes.
It's
every
ridiculous.
fucking show. 7, 6, 5, oh, I got
The only one I liked was Ramsey. The not the one he does now because he's nice now. The original one where he just be like,
Hell's
"You
Kitchen.
fat cow! You get the fuck out of my kitchen,
Now,
you fat cow!"
I didn't like him fat shaming people. That made me uncomfortable.
Well, as a chubby guy, I fucking liked it.
Let's take a break. 866-969-1969. More with Robert Kelly after this. We're talking to a sweet child of mine, the lovely Robert Kelly. You can see him live August 17th as part of the Greater Food Bank of Boston benefit at the Wilbur Theater, Boston, and September 1 and 2 at the Draft House Comedy in Washington, D.C. And if you want his tour dates and info, head to robertkellylive.com. Follow him on Twitter at Robert Kelly. And you want to see somebody rock the house live? Nobody wants to follow him.
You follow me.
Please.
We've done some casino shows together.
Oh, yeah, I told you. Well, I said, Bobby, pace yourself. Don't fucking...
You murdered after. You murdered. Down in New Orleans. Remember that one?
I had...
We got that fucking jambalaya. Oof.
That was such a great trip, man.
What a good time, right?
Fucking great trip. Bobby knew right where to go, food-wise. You took... Seriously, no, I didn't mean that as a joke.
What's the steakhouse that we went to?
Yes,
Oh,
two
my God.
places. I had a shell steak out of this friggin' world.
Yelp is the shit.
Let's go to Tom in Canada. He's got a question for Bobby about Uncle Paul.
Oh, Bob, that.
Oh my God, he's international, the pedophile.
Yep.
Go ahead, Tom.
Hey, Bobby.
Yeah, what's
Nick,
up? How
I
are
love
you,
you guys. You both are great.
Thank you.
Bobby, I really think Uncle Paul should be getting a podcast next.
No, I can't condone. Ever since I had a kid, I don't even let Jimmy do Uncle Paul near my house. It's just not funny. You know what I mean? When you have a kid, it's like, pedophilia. Pedophilia is on the line anyways of being funny. I mean, there's some funny stuff. But when you're actually talking...
There's some funny stuff.
Once in a while, if he was like, oh, look at the skirt. But, you really...
He just goes, Robert just goes, pedophile. Well, there's some funny stuff. Yeah, when you find blood in the van, like a kid's shoe, that type of shit. Gets me belly.
See, it's funny once in a while. Every once in a while, there's a nice little hot joke.
A little
that
pair
gets you going.
Little pair of garanimals with blood and semen on them. I'll tell you, that shit makes me belly laugh.
Yeah, you see some fucking older guy taking a picture of one mitten on the side of a highway on Instagram. Put a couple filters on it. It's not,
all right.
Yeah,
all right, Tommy.
He doesn't get a show.
Thanks again. You guys are great.
Thanks. Oh, Canada. Rob in Kentucky's got a question for two of the Boston guys. How long will the Pats be number one? Until Tom Brady fucking retire. What up, Rob?
Hey, guys.
What's
Great to hear you tonight. Nick, I was skeptical when they put you on, but you've knocked it out of the park. Bobby, you're always great.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Rob.
How long do you guys think the Pats can hold on to the number one spot? I mean, eventually they've got to fall like Dallas did, but how many? I mean, Brady's old.
Yeah.
But he's in great shape. How long do you think they've got?
Till he retires, which is in 5 years. So I'd say another 5 rings.
I actually think that until Belichick retires.
Yes.
Because you could put fucking me
point,
in there,
Robert.
I'd win fucking 5 games.
I don't know.
If Belichick was...
I don't see you doing a 5-step drop.
I could do a 2-step drop. I'd grab my chest, 2 steps, grab my chest, and hit the fucking canvas.
Dick Cheney on one. I don't know, Rob. I think they're going to be around for a while. And we're taking it for granted, man. I'm 55. I started watching the Pats when I was 6, 1968.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm telling you, if Tom Brady came in here, I'd have to give him a humzinger.
I met him once.
Yeah.
You did?
I met him one time.
Thank you, Rob.
So
Yeah,
he's so presidential. He's fucking Kennedy presidential.
Well, he'll be a senator first.
Holy shit. I hope he runs. God, I hope he runs.
I do too. Senator
Because
Corleone.
let me tell you something. All those left wing ladies, if Brady ran, they would be Republicans.
Is that
My
right?
mother would flop right. Yeah, of course.
Is that right?
Look at all the shit they let Clinton and Kennedy get away with.
A couple of rapes here and there.
Because they thought they were sexy. If Brady was president, Jesus Christ.
Hey, pull down your panties, let me see your bra.
Oh, my God.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Now it's on your back.
What?
Now it's on your back.
No.
Wipe that off. I collect my jizz. Nobody can keep that. You might put it in your vagina and have a kid.
Put that in a jar somewhere. Put my jizz in a jar.
You can sell that in around 30 years.
That's right. Put it on there on the internet and
put a rope chain in there and make a necklace.
Hey, Neil in Virginia says he witnessed the rally.
Oh, Jesus.
Neil.
You smug cocksucker. Fuck you.
All right, Neil. That was, of course, Neil. What's his name?
You know what I love about this? Is why I love this. Is why I love this show, and this is why because I'm more middle than I am right. I'm becoming more right now because of what's happening. My views, but this is why I love the show is that you have your opinion, but everybody who calls always says, I might not believe what you're saying, but I love the show. It's funny. It
has to be funny first.
Some comics forgot that even fucking Carlin with the shitty fuck religion, Jesus doesn't exist, you morons, made Catholics and Christians die laughing, telling them that they're fucking idiots that believing in nothing because he did it in a funny way. And this show's fucking funny, dude.
You have to keep it, like, and Quinn always says it too, because it has to be funny first. Otherwise, you just get a little preachy.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
Yeah.
But I call him as I see him. Again, it just happens. We're living in a time where, one side is really wrong, in my opinion. And that would be.
Anybody got
anything funny? Yeah, I paused. I couldn't think of a funny line. You hear Bob's agita kicking up in his chest.
I need a fucking Pepsi quick.
Jesus Christ.
I was using you ever use Nexium? Don't use Nexium. If you got Nexium, don't fucking use it. I hope they're not a sponsor of the show. It's heartburn stuff. I used it for like 10 years straight every day. And then I read on it, my legs started going numb and I forgot everybody. My wife read this thing on the internet. Nexium side effects, leg numbing. You lose feeling in your leg and you forget things. Your memory goes.
From heartburn medicine, you lose feeling in your legs?
Where's
your fucking heart? In your ass cheek?
My heart, this right leg. You could stick it with a knife.
You can't feel it.
Oh, no. You could fucking stab me right now.
Boy, I like to stick him with a knife.
You could torture me. I wouldn't say anything. Tell me who it is. Funk. I'd be like, nope.
Do you remember Walter Brennan?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. I do.
He sounds serious. He said it like I meet the president. Yeah. Like I asked him about Russia. Yeah. Yeah. What do you mean? Yeah. I didn't know if you were old enough to remember Walter Brennan on the McCoys and
Nexium.
Yeah.
Nexium.
Yeah.
He was Nexium from a heartburn. Couldn't feel my ass cheek. Boy, I'll tell you.
The guy in all the John Wayne movies.
Yes. In all the James.
We're going to go down. I'm going to get the soup down. And the boys are going to come home and they're going to get at you. Now? What the hell's going to be now?
Oh, my God.
Oh, goddamn.
I didn't think you knew who he was. And you do the best impression of him.
John Wayne would say some rude shit to him. Oh, you're going to say that to me. I'm going to go here and talk to myself. Nobody's listening except for this dumb Indian.
I didn't even think he knew who he was.
Oh, yeah, I know who he was. That's what I'm serious.
Oh, my, I don't know. Oh, my God. That's what you'll see if you go to the food bank on August 17th.
Yeah.
Bobby Kelly's going to come out with 8 minutes of Walter Brennan.
And one of my cabinets from my house.
And then right into his Toady Fields impression. Boy, that's some wild stuff. Catch him September 1 and 2. Draft House Comedy in Washington, D.C. That'll be fun. Dudes, do some off-color shit. You want to hear the room get quiet?
We're gonna be at Joe List's wedding this week. That's it.
I was going to bring that up right now. Listen to this, folks. You know Joey List, another Boston guy. Me and Bobby know him very well. He used to open for me, and he was a fall-down drunk when I met him.
Yeah,
Cleaned up his act and became a comic. Did fucking Letterman. The kid is getting. This is like I feel like my son. It's the closest I've come to being a dad to anybody, and except for that Asian girl at the mall in Paramus. I bought her first bra. But listen, what? What the fuck does that even mean? But Joe List is getting married this weekend, and Bobby Kelly is actually doing the service.
Yeah.
Explain.
I don't know. I said yes.
Did you have to get ordained or something?
No.
How does that work?
How does it work? They get married tomorrow, and then I just fucking fake it on Saturday.
Is that how it works?
Yeah. Well, I've had a few people call me to do this over the years. I think as comics, we all have this we're getting married. People, they're getting married and they're like, oh, will you do it? And I've said no to 3 other people before because I was like, I'm not that guy. It's like karaoke. I can't do it.
But this isn't a religious ceremony at all.
It's not.
No.
But I don't know. I know his wife Sarah, who's awesome, funny. She's a comedian too.
Yeah. She did Colbert.
Yes, they both did it the same night.
That's right.
And they both killed. So, but
Joe was on Conan that night.
Conan and she
he
was
was on Colbert.
She was on,
And my sister-in-law did Kimmel. Bombed fucking horribly. Okay.
My sister did Kimmel. I have to just do the ritual of it. You understand?
What are we going to do? Like rub chicken blood on their tits at the ceremony? What's the ritual? How does it work?
The ritual of is, do you take this, this fucking goofy toothed asshole who has low self-esteem and great comic timing to be your whatever the fuck you say. And do you take this girl, Sarah, whatever your last name is?
Do you take this permanent feature act?
Jesus.
I'm kidding. She murdered on national TV.
She
It's a
really
joke.
is.
I'm obviously saying that tongue in cheek.
She, I gotta do that part. And he's like, dude, be funny. Joe, he's just like, oh, be funny.
And you're a little nervous. Joe told me you kept calling the house like 8 times going, Joe, fucking, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, I go, look, man, I gotta know about you. I want to know who's going to the wedding. How many, talk about, I don't even know Sarah as well as I know you. Does she have parents? Where's she from? She was born in South Africa. I didn't know that.
I know who's sitting at my table.
Who?
Robert Parrish and Larry Storch from F Troop.
From F Troop, Jesus, that show.
I know. Older reference.
I love that.
So what do you?
I'm gonna basically.
You have to write something. I don't get it.
I have a couple. Listen, here's the thing with these things. You don't want to go too far.
These things.
You don't want to go too far. You don't want to be too funny, because
that's never been a problem. Go ahead.
You don't want to be too outrageous. But Joe keeps fucking me up because he's like, call everybody a cunt. And I'm like, really?
It's a fucking wedding or a roast?
Right. Well, he's like, no, I'm kidding. And Joe, So I got a couple things. I think I'm just gonna get a certain wedding vows. I have a couple things that I'm going to ask them to do. I'm going to acknowledge the bride and groom's parents and family.
Oh Jesus! I forgot about the families
exactly
being
the way
there.
to do it.
And then I'm gonna. I have a couple things I might do. We're gonna feel the room. If Sarah's Aunt Helen has cunt face on, I might not try to be funny. If she looks like she can smell dog shit, but she doesn't know where it is, I know she doesn't have a sense of humor. I don't know who these people are yet, but you might go there and there might be, you feel the room. So if it's just a tight room, I'm gonna just
tight
deliver
room.
it. Yeah, tight room. Well, because they wanted to do something coming down with the father. I was like, no, her father's been waiting his whole life.
He's got to hand her off.
Right.
Yeah. He's got to hand her off.
Don't fuck with that. Give him that.
No, I think he should fucking hand her off and then have like a big black guy come in and take her.
Yeah.
Pick her up and run out. And then we all.
I'm going to actually fuck them all. I'm going to have Gino Bisconte show up instead of me. Hey, how you guys doing? Hey, what's your name? Cedric? Isn't that a black guy's name? Whatever. Just fucking ruin the wedding with fucking racial jokes.
What are you wearing when you're doing the service?
I'm gonna wear my custom jacket I got from Antonio's over in fucking Largemont. It's a fucking dangerous situation.
Custom jacket?
Yeah, when you're a
What do you mean,
chubby
like
guy.
a bomber jacket?
Look I can't just buy off the rack. I'm fucking short and wide. Like
That's the name of the store. Short one.
Yeah, that's what Colin said. He's been on the, when they do the fittings for shows.
Yeah.
There's always been a guy going, "This can't be possible. How can your legs be this thin and your waist be this wide?" Yeah,
your inseam's a 21. Your waist is a 76.
Yeah, Colin and my wife have the same ass. Looks like Mr. Miyagi had a better ass than my wife. No, but yeah, it's. I'm just going to wear my suit. I got a nice jacket I had custom made for me. It's beautiful. It was $1,000. I picked. I went in. They fitted me. Picked all the lining, the material, the buttons, everything.
$1,000.
$1,000. Yeah. When I was on the TV show,
You must be doing pretty nice.
I was. I'm not now. This fucking.
It's a pretty nice situation.
I was on the TV show for a couple of years, and now that's dead. I know there's so many. The comics.
I'm wearing a windbreaker and a pair of shorts.
No, you're not. Well, you can. It's at fucking Terrytown.
Hey, Terrytown's. That's where I got married. Joe's getting married
in the same place.
Not the same place. Friday night he's having like a pizza beer thing or whatever, and
Are you going?
that's in a church right across from the condos. The condos right at the mouth of the Tappan Zee Bridge. There's a condo. I lived in those.
I love those condos.
And
I almost bought one.
Well, yeah,
the townhouses.
The townhouses. You made the right move by not. They were fucking.
Yeah.
If somebody farted, the walls would shake. It was. But they look great. And hey, Bill in Wyoming has got a question for Bobby. Hey, Billy.
Hey, Nick and Bob, how you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Oh, that was a fucking weird thing.
What?
He was like, "Hey, Nick and Bob."
No. I was at Skankfest and I'm friends with the cat that you gave the hat to, Voss's hat.
Oh,
Was that not the best fucking day to light that fucking hat on fire?
Voss has a hat thing now.
I don't. I haven't been following the gang.
I think he.
He got 6 for because we're all on a special, buy 6 get 3 free or some shit.
Well, he's got these fedoras he's wearing now, all the time.
Oh goodness!
And I just they're annoying. They're just
lumberjack shirt.
Yeah, it's a weird material. It is like you probably you get them wherever maybe in an airport, at a Hudson News.
Yeah.
And but it just bugged me. So we were doing my podcast this Campfest. I go, "How much for the hat?" I go, "I'll give you $100." He goes, "Done." And all the fans just started throwing money on the stage. And then I got the $100 and I handed him. He goes, "I want the tax." $7. He did the math. It was $7. So I had to give him $107.
Are you kidding me?
He gave me the hat. I lit it immediately on fire.
Where did you do this?
Right
Underground?
Creek in the Cave.
Oh, nobody cares. Yeah.
No, that's a great. I love Rebecca.
I do too, but that place fucking ain't.
Oh, I love that place.
Ginger with a fro from Wyoming.
What's that? Oh,
I gave it to.
I gave it to that kid in the front.
Marks like a motherfucker.
Yeah, front
All
row.
right, this is fascinating. You two know what you're talking about. Thank you, Billy. Go back to fucking baling hay there. I remember we had a kid, 17 years old, call us from Wyoming.
I don't.
He was on a farm. I know you don't pay attention. 17-year-old kid. I was like, that's a demographic.
That's my favorite.
Oh yes.
When you first started the show, and you'd say shit, just talking, and he'd answer. You go, "I'm not talking to you."
I know.
Yes. And I set the fucking tone. It's a one-man show. Except when we have guests, and then it's a fucking 9-man show. But yes, I was trying to create a fucking kind of a Rush Limbaugh thing, me and the fucking callers.
But I would just laugh because I know you. I know you weren't talking to anybody. You'd be like, "These fucking people are crazy." I know they're crazy. I'm not fucking talking to you. I'm saying it out to the fucking people.
And then after I yell at him, just listen. Here's what
I fucking hate the way you make me fucking ride you. Now get the fuck out of here. Stop getting cunty.
The fuck kind of people are they? Can you say that back?
Do that again.
Stop getting cunty.
Is that yours?
Yeah, it's a new one. I put it today.
The fact that you have dueling fucking soundboards.
How about this?
Bye-bye, dickhead.
I'm telling you, kids.
Oh, we're going to go down to the house. You're going to get you. You call me a cunt. I'll call you a cunt. I'll hit your Indian around the face. I swear to God.
Old man Dipaolo. I still clear that place.
I made biscuits for everybody. Lumberjack soup.
Boy, wait a horse's restaurant. Dick Storms are brewing.
You take that boy with you now. You know he's your boy. You come in that woman, he's yours. That's the way it goes now.
Oh, my God. Lumberjack soup. Please do some of that at the wedding, please.
Yeah, that's going to fly.
Ceremony.
What do you mean? Auntie Cuntface will enjoy that. Woman in her late 70s. Oh, for the love of fucking Pete. Yeah, so that Joe getting fucking hitched Saturday. And are you going to the thing Friday night at the church?
I'm going to go, yeah.
Well, there's pizza there. That was a dumb question. But
yeah, it's a dangerous situation.
It's a dangerous situation. Bobby choking across it. A dangerous situation.
You'd have a fucking more deviated septum to do it, right?
Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah.
He does it. Let me hear it.
It's a very difficult situation.
Yeah, I'm going, man. I'm going to go. Well, I can't bring the kid. There's no kids allowed to the wedding.
Good. I mean, really? What happened?
Well, good for you, but a fucking $150 later. I got a fucking
$150. Who you getting? Giselle Bundchen to breastfeed this kid? Mother of Christ! $150.
It's only funny if you say her last name. It's the only
Bundchen.
Yeah, Bundchen.
Hey, Bundchen gonna stick a tit in Max's mouth?
I'd stay home. Fucking jerk off from a closet.
Oh, don't talk like that on this show. This is a highbrow thing.
I would. I got to hire a babysitter. It's $150 fucking bucks.
That's
then you got to pay for the wedding, which is another what, $250, right?
What? $150? What you gonna get? Fucking give me a hand job? I mean, ridiculous.
It's fucking $20 an hour. What am I gonna do for a babysitter up in Westchester?
No, you can get an illegal Guatemalan chick from 11 years old.
I'm not gonna get a Haitian.
$6.
I'm not gonna get a Haitian to fucking come over. Some 48-year-old Haitian lady to come over and be on her phone while Max is fucking hanging himself in his closet. It's not happening.
Oh God! Oh Mike, imagine saying that about your kid. What a dark soul this guy is.
I'm so glad that I have my wife from Everett, Massachusetts. I go, what do you want to do? Do you want to work or you want to stay? I'm staying home with my kid. I'm going to be a mom and I'm going to be a wife and I'm going to take care of the house. That's what I'm doing. And she goes, you go work. I was like, got it. Stay at home mom, loves being a mom, loves being a wife, takes care of the place, it's fucking great. It's the best. But here's the greatest part of my wife. She's very old school, but she has no problem telling me to go fuck myself when I'm out of line. She'll fight me. She's from Everett. She's balled her fists up before.
Chicks from Everett will fucking go.
And one time I did something that was a little fucked up, and she was like, you motherfucker. She came at me. She balled her fists up. She cuts her nails. She doesn't have those long nails. She has little nails. Cuts them up. Came at me. I had to put all my weight on her. She was calling me kid. She was like, kid, get off me, kid. I'm like,
get off me, kid.
Kid. She's like, kid, get the fuck off me, kid. Bobby, I swear to fucking God, kid, I'm going to fucking murder you. My wife.
Yeah, they think they can go now. The feminists have believed that they can go toe to toe with you.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you just tempt her to show a short right to the tip of her chin? Fucking, not knock her down, but stagger her and go, there you go. You're a tough bra, but you know what? Your chin's still 120 pounds.
Tough fucking. McGregor and Mayweather.
I've never raised my hand to I'm just making. Hey, I'm going to plug myself. That fucking hurts. August 25th and 26th, I'll be at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey, with Andy Fiore opening.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
That's great.
September 16th, I'll be at the Newtown Theater in Newtown, Pennsylvania. Go to nickdip.com for ticket information and, hit me up on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, at Nick Dipaolo. Please do. I'm about to hit the 100,000 mark. It should have happened 8 years ago.
Is Vinny going to do 48 minutes in front of you?
I don't know.
Hey, guys,
he's supposed to...
I'm my son. It's crazy. Let's take a phone call.
What the fuck is that? Carol Channing?
I don't know who the fuck it is. Carol Channing.
Kermit. Boy, my son's he's going to open for me. Do 45 up front.
Well, before I bring up your headline, let me do 62 minutes on marijuana and fucking parking in New Brunswick. We got a great hospital to college.
He better come in. And Bobby
is he
Kelly,
coming in here?
He's supposed to come in.
Oh, that's great. Vinny's a good guy. He's a fucking.
And the
good
beauty of it, we have a headphone with only one thing that works.
Oh, he is. That's funny. I yelled at him one night. He's just staring at me. He didn't hear a fucking word. Then he goes, "What?" I go, "Forget it."
I know. It reminds me of Brian's song. Remember the coach was deaf and one ear? Keep going to the fuck.
It's a great
Vinny's
club.
a good guy. It's a great club. He's got 7 kids. He's a workaholic.
7 kids.
He leans right in his politics.
And he came from nothing. So it's a great club. Just don't let him do fucking 27 minutes in front of you.
Go see Bobby Kelly, August 17th, as part of the Greater Food Bank of Boston benefit, the Wilbur Theater. September 1 and 2, Draft House Comedy, Washington, D.C. And for his tour dates and info, head to RobertKellyLive.com and follow him on Twitter at Robert Kelly. Bobby, thank you so much. You're always welcome here.
Thank you, brother.
Massachusetts guys.
Big fan. Big
funny.
Fan.
Hey, Bobby listens. He listens to the shows, and he's the only one I get. Did you get back? Did you give me the 30 already? Okay. Thank you to all the callers tonight. Tomorrow, Vinny Brand, hopefully, and we'll talk to you soon. Wash those filthy asses. Bye-bye.